Hey there, welcome to the Brie and Jen channel. I thought it was time that I did an introductory or reintroductory video. I'll probably also upload this to the backup channel, High Strangeness. I also have notes. I'm not a scripted type of person, however, I have video anxiety and a little bit of people anxiety these days. So I find that notes help me stay on topic because I can quickly get into other things that aren't, the main topic of this conversation. So let's get right into it. This might be a bit of a longer video, but if you're curious into why I started doing videos, you want a little bit of my background and why I talk about certain things, this will get you into that. My personal beliefs and that type of thing. So around 2015, 2016, I was doing makeup videos. I was an influencer, I guess, before there were such things on Facebook. However, around 2017, I saw kind of what was happening. I felt this stirring in my spirit and my conscience started waking up to what was going on, and I was able to see patterns in our daily lives and on social media. I made a social media post about people who do harm to children and this agenda that I saw playing out in all things about bathrooms. And so I made a long post about some research that I had done and where I thought this was all leading. And today we're seeing the fallout of all of that. And I will get into that in other videos, but that's not what this video is about. However, when I did that, my social media following kind of fell away. People turned on me in my own community and town, and I started getting stalked online and in real life and harassed as well by my own family and loved ones. I have been making videos about spirituality, God, high strangeness, and the like, and our society and agendas in general and patterns that I've been able to pick up on because that is somewhat of my background for about 4 years now, steadily since 2019, late 2019, early 2020, about the same time that we saw current events kind of pop off. I will state for the record that I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor. I never ever give medical advice, though I will tell you about my personal experiences. My story is my own, my image is my own, my voice is my own, and I do not consent to any of those things or either of those things being used by anyone else for any other purpose. My DNA is my own. I also do not consent to that being used by anyone else for any other purpose other than my own self and being. So now that we've got that sorted, we will also be talking about consent. That will be a big part of this video, or a big part of this channel, I should say, because that does matter in these times, and that is what our enemy is focused on. If the color and all that is off, I apologize. This is my first video filming sideways. I'm not used to it, but I don't like how ill-proportioned the regular one is, or the up and down is, so. So looking back is often how we learn things. We're able to see patterns and we can look back and say, hindsight is 20/20. Oops, now I see how this all played out. The goal now should be, though, not repeating history. Now that I can look back upon my own life or my own testimony and see things, I feel like it is my duty to help others through my mistakes. The reason that I deleted all my own content, which in turn deleted all my subscribers that I'd worked so hard to accumulate and build trust with, is because I felt that the main point was being lost. And I felt that those who had taken away truth and lessons that they needed had already done so. I had also felt that some of what I had posted had come from a place of fear and emotionalism that I no longer held within me. These videos are made to empower you so that you can walk in victory and not in fear. The whole goal in diagnostics, right? You diagnose the problem so you can then solve it. And let's talk about solutions and not problems. Let's not be problem oriented. And so I decided it was best to retell my story now from a place of empowerment and not from a place of woe is me type of thing. So I hope you can appreciate that. Trolls will come, they will go. I get a lot of them. That should help you know that what I share is truth as I know it and see it, and hopefully as some of you will come to know it and see it, because the point is to empower, remove fear, and hopefully to save spirits and lives, not through my own power, but through, I believe, the power of God. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to stay at the channel. You don't have to watch and learn. But those of you who decide to, welcome. And again, gaslighters who are here, I hope to expose their agendas as well. I have a background in cell phone technology. I have a background in healthcare and in restaurant and banking. That is strongly aided me in seeing the agendas play out today. We are dealing with a very well orchestrated, micromanaged plan here. Please understand it is a plan, whether it is orchestrated by living, breathing beings, technology, or beings that we cannot see. It is still well orchestrated and micromanaged, and we need to understand that so that we are not running around like chickens with our heads cut off. Please excuse the euphemism, but it is a pun that is intended. So the background that I have in all of those areas has served me well in seeing the agendas that are playing out today. I believe that we're dealing with a lot of reverse psychology. A lot of the things that we are dealing with, I'll give you an example now that I will get into later on. Pro-life movement is something that I have a lot of experience with, and I'll get into that, as I said, in a later video. We have people who are on the other side who are actually not pro-life, but they are saying that they are pro-life because they want to be able to say, well, you know, I have the say over your body, so that then they can force other medical procedures upon a person. I don't think I have to go any further with that. And again, I'm not giving medical advice. This is my opinion, and I'm using my own critical thinking and logic to have some foresight. It's an opinion. We are allowed to have those. I also don't vote. I feel like it is spiritual bondage. We can talk about that. Let's discuss it if you have a different point of view. I don't think anyone can take your free speech away. Once you decide to vote on that, then you're admitting and saying, okay, other people can take away my right to free speech. If you don't participate in this endeavor at all, then you're not agreeing that someone can take away that free speech. Make sense? I really hope that it does. So again, if you don't participate in such a system, you're not agreeing then that your speech can be taken away. I hope this makes sense, because free will plays a very integral part into what we're dealing with here. A lot of what we're dealing with is happening because we are inadvertently allowing it or consenting it to happen. Now, I was brought up loosely as a Catholic, and that has served me well, although I do, trust me, I understand that those who wear certain garb and robes are Pharisees of our day, and that religion and the state have not been separated as we've been led to believe. These are all algorithms created by man to organize us and control us so that we are malleable and easier to manage, okay? That's not saying I don't believe in God. That's saying I have a problem with man using God to control other men. And we are all on the same, or we all should be on the same playing ground here. We are all equal in that way. I don't care what skin tone you are. I don't care what plumbing you have. We are all equal in that way, in which we all have free speech. We all have free will. If that has been taken away from others, it is an injustice. Okay, that is my belief, but it's not just my belief, it is natural law, and you can see that in play if you pay attention enough. And again, if you disagree with me, let's be polite, let's be adult, because the internet is and can be quite the cesspool, and I'm disgusted by the ways that I see people treating each other. But the reason that I decided to come back and do things in a different manner this time is because it is such a cesspool, and I decided that we need to be the change that we seek to see. Okay? So, moving on. Though I was raised Catholic, I was unpracticing for 30 years, but in 2017, I felt my conscience begin to stir and reawaken. I had lost both of my parents after taking care of my father and commuting for a year, working a couple of jobs at a time to support my entire family for 20 years. I was no stranger and am no stranger to overcoming obstacles, to pain, emotional and physical. And I was taken off of work after my father and then my mother's subsequent deaths, and having a very hard time in dealing with those. Then came the dreams. I started having these dreams that I no longer believe are dreams, and they have a lot in common with alien abductions. Now, please understand, I never believed or disbelieved in aliens. It was not a paradigm I was super familiar with. It wasn't something I disbelieved in. It was just something I was like, okay, if we're here, who's to say they're not here? You know, I was very neutral about it. I'm still pretty neutral about it. If God can create us, why not them? However, I do believe that aliens can also be called angels. I do believe, as with humans, if there are good humans, there could be evil aliens or angels. It is semantics, okay? But I started having dreams that had a lot in common with alien abductions that I woke up with physical remnants of, that I no longer believe were dreams. I'm going to get into those in the next couple of videos. I am remaking those because, again, the time that I made them, I was pretty traumatized still, and they came from a place of fear and emotionalism. So I'm trying not to repeat the mistakes of my past. The goal is to empower people. I'm going to get into some places where people are going to be like, okay, this is unbelievable, or I don't quite know where she's coming from with this, or this girl speaks an entirely different language than what I'm used to. That's okay. Some things aren't meant for everybody's ears just yet. We are all at a different place in our journey on the path. I might be ahead of some and far behind of others, and that's all right. What's not all right is to gaslight those who are ahead or behind of us. What's not all right is to kick others in the mud that are behind us or ahead of us, or to try and pull them down just because they understand things that maybe we do not understand yet. It's not okay to gaslight people. It's not okay to dismiss them and call them crazy just because you don't want your secrets coming out. Things like that are not okay. And we have to start standing firm in natural law and free will and what is good and what is not. However, if I say something is good and you call it evil, what standards are we to go by, yours or mine? That is why God should not be taken out of the equation. However, again, I'm not here to argue about that. I'm here to try and help, to try and save people from harm, to try and expose the lies that I too was blind to. And it's okay to say, I simply don't know and I don't have all the answers. We have to be all right and humble ourselves and remove the pride sometimes and just say, I don't know, but I'm going to try and find out. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Those things might not be cool or trendy, but we need to learn to humble ourselves again, okay? So the dreams started. I'm going to briefly go over those dreams just so you know what to expect in the next videos. I had dreams of worldwide flooding on coastal areas, but they weren't coastal areas that people were used to seeing floods. Cities. There were green exit signs in these dreams. I had dreams about things happening in stadiums, There were people hooked up to things that were in stadiums, needles and injections being, passed around in football stadiums and concerts in stadiums, and tragedies happening in stadiums. And after I had those dreams, then certain things did take place in stadiums. You don't have to believe me now. I know you're saying, well, that's great that you tell us now after the fact. People saw my videos. They were up for 4 years. I still have a lot of the old videos. There are a couple of the dreams ones missing. Of course, they're the only ones missing. And I don't mind. I've seen the messages get passed around on bigger channels like Israeli News, The Leak Project, and I'm fine with it. God told me a long time ago not to monetize the channel because, again, he asked me to do one thing when I started coming back. And I said, what is it I'm to do? What am I? What do you say I am, God? God gave me one word, and that was witness. I am a witness, and I am to witness what I see and what I hear. And I decided to just do more justice to that mission and start moving forward with solutions and not from a place of fear or emotionalism. So again, those videos that were already up that I deleted, they helped those who they were meant to help. They proved everything that they needed to prove. And now I am just coming back with a new attitude, maybe a new outlook on some of it, and hopefully another chance to reach different people in a different way. I hope. I also had dreams of earthquakes, and again, we'll get back to that in a different video. The date of my baptism was also very strange. The day that I got baptized was, I had 2 baptisms, but in 2017, the weekend of my baptism, CERN got a message, and the message that it received was a Hebrew word, tekel. Tekel, loosely translated, means judgment. In the fullness of the translations, it means you have been judged and found wanting. That's a public video. I'm pretty sure you can still find it. I might be able to find that old video. I'm still looking through all the old videos. I had 888 videos posted. Strange that I decided to delete at that time. I've seen other people get their channels and videos restored. I accidentally deleted. I thought I was hiding them. I asked YouTube, but of course, in my case, they had no way to help me. Other channels who post recipes and whatnot, I've seen they've had their videos restored. And even those who said that they were hated by the system had their channels restored not once but twice, RFB. So it's pretty easy to tell who's on the side of the system and who's not. I am open to other concepts, other religions, other ways. I love my Muslim brothers and sisters, and again, I think we need to stand firm in certain areas together and not divided, because divided we shall be conquered. However, there are certain things I stand firm in, and no matter how much you try to gaslight me, no matter how much you pretend to be my friend, God has given me insight into who I can trust and not trust. And just because I talk to you and just because I tolerate you doesn't mean I see you as a friend. I know my frenemies. I know my enemies. And I have very few friends left. I would like that to change, but I'm not sure if it will. Okay, this video has been much too long. I am going to upload next. It will be my dreams, and you will see that there's going to be an influx of uploads. So if you are interested and you want to hear more about what I think about the alien agenda, about Bigfoot, about spirituality in general and specifically, and what I think about CGI and the screen and other countries and the shape of this place, stay tuned. It's going to be different, that's for sure. And you probably disagree with a lot of my summations, but the point is to get people thinking and asking questions again. I love you. Stay blessed. And my advice in this time, seek God and seek wisdom. You'll need it. And the best thing I could advise you as far as the screen goes, turn the volume down. Look at what they're showing you. The news is on a loop, and they have reset it. And we are seeing a lot of the same images for the last 5 years over and over and over again. And I'm not special. I've simply had the time to go through all this information and notice the duplications. I haven't been distracted by supporting my family any longer, so I've had the ability to do this, and I try to serve others by bringing that to the public. God bless. More very soon. Bye.